Hello there. Even as Ukraine's deputy foreign minister, Andriy Melnik never tires of asking for German support in the war against Russia. In addition to fighter jets, the former ambassador to Berlin also sees the need for submarine deliveries to his country. One type in particular caught his eye there. So the former Ukrainian ambassador to Germany, Andriy Melnik, has called on Germany to consider supplying Kiev with submarines and of a certain type. In a tweet on Saturday evening, he wrote that ThyssenKrupp produces one of the world's best submarines, the HDW class 212A, and that the Bundeswehr owns 6 of these submarines. Why not send one of them to Ukraine, asked Melnik. Then we'll kick the Russian fleet out of the Black Sea. Well, according to the Bundeswehr, the Class 212A submarine is the most modern conventional submarine in the world, a silent hunter in the deep, as the troops' website puts it. It can fight targets both above and below water, but is also used for reconnaissance. Because submarines of this class are relatively small, they can also be maneuvered in shallow water. The drive, from a combination of diesel generator, fuel cell, battery system and electric motor, also makes them very, very quiet. And in fact, the Bundeswehr has 6 submarines of this type. The oldest went into service in 2005, the youngest only in 2016. And last week, Melnik praised the delivery of German battle tanks to Ukraine, but at the same time called for further steps. And that should only be the first step, is what Melnik said in his German TV interview. We have a very powerful opponent. The Russians are producing weapons at full speed. The conventional, that means non-nuclear Class 212A submarines, are the most modern in the world. Their main task is to engage targets both above and below water, as I said. And they fulfill this task either alone or together with other combat ships, anti-submarine helicopters and maritime reconnaissance aircraft. The most important secondary task of the units of the U-boat class 212A are reconnaissance and the use of combat swimmers. And compared to other submarines, the German boats are indeed relatively small. They have an extremely low magnetic and sonic signature and possess outstanding maneuverability. And therefore the submarines of the 212A class can be used excellently in shallow waters, for example in the North Sea and the Baltic Sea, but also off any other coast worldwide. In addition, the units of the U-boat class 212A represent a technological leap in conventional U-boat construction. With their combination of the different drive systems, they do have a drive that works largely independently of the outside air, and that is something new as well. The 212A class submarine carry pure oxygen and hydrogen for the fuel cells in tanks. The only waste product of these reversed electrolysis in the fuel cells is just pure water. The drive offers the advantage that the dive times of the submarine class 212A can be much longer than those of purely diesel-electric submarines. At the same time, it makes the class 212A submarines extremely quiet. With their long-range sonars and their unusual drive, the German U-boats of the 212A class can operate covertly for long periods in order to develop a detailed picture of the situation in a sea or coastal area. And this also makes them ideal platforms for bringing special forces to their place of action undetected. And from the Bundeswehr, I also have some data about the boat for you, as you're used to in these videos. And on those, we are starting with the dimensions. It has a length of 56 meters, a width of 7 meters, a draft of 6 meters surfaced, a height of 11 meters and 5, a displacement of 1,830 tons submerged and 1,450 tons surfaced. The drive, as I said before, is a type hybrid diesel-electric with fuel cells. That means it has one diesel engine, it has one electric motor, It has one set of fuel cell systems. It has one propeller with a total output of 3100 kilowatts. And the speed is 20 knots dived and 12 knots surfaced. The sensors are one bow sonar DSQS-21G, one side sonar FAS-31, one PRS-315 passive range finding sonar. It has one towed sonar TAS-83 DTA-50, one attack periscope 015, one observation periscope 014, one EKL system FL-1800U, it's an electronic reconnaissance and electronic combat, one mine avoidance and navigation sonar, and one pure navigation radar. It has active and passive sonar buoys as well. The weapons are 6 torpedo tubes for DM2A4 heavyweight torpedoes. They have a range of more than 50 kilometers. And this has one C-303S torpedo defense system. And additionally, the crew is 28 and they can stay up to 2 weeks on dive mode. That's what I said, was staying for a long time underwater. But according to Melnik, fighter jets would be needed in addition to submarines to defend against the Russian war of aggression. That's what the former ambassador in Berlin said on Wednesday. The Allies should set up a stronger fighter jet coalition with United States F-16s and F-35s, Eurofighters and Tornadoes, French Rafales and Swedish Gripen jets. Melnik is, as I said, now Deputy Foreign Minister of Ukraine, and according to media reports that agreed with the Dutch Parliament, Dutch Foreign Minister Wopke Hoekstra said that the topic was open and that there were no taboos on this. And the United States do not rule out the delivery of fighter jets either. However, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz ruled out the delivery of fighter jets after the promise of Leopard 2 main battle tanks, but we know. Melnik is known for his undiplomatic way of soliciting support for Ukraine from Western allies. As ambassador to Germany, he seriously offended some top politicians, and not just in the so-called traffic light coalition. However, the media coverage has also given him a broad public base, which he is now using for his demands. He has 193,000 followers on Twitter alone. And if you want to know more about some nice military technology, you'll find my next video in the end screen, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.